What? I didn't even restart broadcast. I didn't restart my computer either. What are you doing, NVIDIA Broadcast? What's your problem now? But hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin. We're coming at you with more professional casting today. For Friday, going to play some live games as well. But today, we have incredible players here for you, including people that are so good that you're here for it. We've got Calm, Rain, Best, RoyaL, and even more players than that. So let's go and get the camera working here. NVIDIA Broadcast. What's up, Tipo? What's up, Nim O Noom? Serve the hive. Feel the groove. I control the way you move. That's right, dude. Yeah, I guess NVIDIA Broadcast was just shut down, so that's exciting. We're back now. Let's go ahead and swap over to that. And then we swap over to this. And we're good. Hooray! We did it, everyone. Good teamwork, everybody. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with a Friday professional casting session. Got some good dudes here for you today. Hope you guys are all doing very well. Things are good here. My daughter's musical opens tonight. She's very excited about it. She's just kind of part of the ensemble cast. She doesn't have a big role, but she's excited about it nevertheless. It's her second musical, and maybe one day she will get a big role. We will see. All right, let's head over to replays. Let's head into the cast this folder, which is a big one. We're going to go into 2025, which are replays that were played usually in 2025. Sometimes they're played in like 2024, but we don't really care. So let's go Calm versus Rain for game number 1 here on Retro. Should be a good one. Rain is probably favored here, to be entirely fair. So let's keep that in mind, but it doesn't mean he's going to win entirely. We do like Calm. He's a good Zerg player. Top left, Brown Zerg. It is Calm under a captain name, and in the bottom right, it's Rain under his mini maxi persona, which is kind of a fun one. I like it a lot. Let's go ahead and get a prediction out here on Calm or Rain, who is the Protoss. Hasn't been doing very well lately. That's true. That is true. Hasn't been playing as much StarCraft either. Well, this is from a time, 2024, when he is playing a bunch of StarCraft. So let's see what we get going on here. Looks like it's going to be, I'm going to guess, a gate expand here on the 4-player map. We do have cross-spawn positions, which means that Zealot pressure is not going to be as good, but Rain does not know that yet. He's scouting top right, says, okay, that rush distance is not an option here. And then he's going to scout bottom left to check for the short rush distance as well. Maybe he is. And it's going to go ahead. Yeah, I'm going to say it's a gate. Right? And bam, it's going to be a forge. I was wrong about that. So it's going to be forge expand. Safe, because he doesn't know if there are lings coming from the bottom left here with a short rush distance. But it's just going to be a hatch first at the cross spawn position here. So, yeah, you don't need to be safe. I think we could have gone Nexus first even, but again, that's a little bit too risky. A little bit too risky of a move here. The probe's like, I don't see any overlords. We didn't even get into the natural base with that scout. What? I guess he would have seen an overlord and he eliminated bottom left, so he knows on the top left. Oh, never mind. This probe scouted. So double probe scout here sees our friend Calm, sees the pool timing and says, I don't need a cannon. Let's just go ahead and expand. Number of people who are complaining about Bad Bunny being the halftime performer. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. Halftime performances at the Super Bowl are not the reason that I watch the Super Bowl. But, like, I understand a lot of people consider the Super Bowl to be just the halftime performance. Like, they're there to see what celebrities are at the game and see who performs at halftime, and then the football is ancillary. So I think for NFL fans, we don't give a crap. But for everybody else, I can understand why they have some concerns about it. I wrote an essay on it. Nice. Yeah. And again, do whatever they want. They're trying to get more viewers from Spanish-speaking countries by getting Bad Bunny. That's fantastic. I don't care. They're trying to expand out into Europe. They're trying to expand into, like, Mexico and Central America. And sure, they can do that. Cybercore is coming in. Third base, we already saw that from Colm. Getting the lair at the second base. Trying to chase this probe away so it cannot scout the presence of a Hydroden or a Spire. Can't be a Spire yet, but it could be a Hydra bust. You always got to watch out for that in this matchup, dude. Cybercore finishing up. I'm going to get a Stargate as soon as we can. Saving up some of the gas for that. Wonderful. Crushing it. Yeah, I mean, that's the trick, right? Is that corporations in general, they only care about their bottom line. If they think, you know, changing their logo to, you know, rainbow colors during Pride Month will get them more money, they'll do it. And if they don't think that changing their logo to rainbow colors for Pride Month will get them more money, they won't do it. They're not beholden to political ideologies. They are not beholden to anything but the almighty dollar. Right, Tipo, exactly. Goodell's not going to keep his job if he's, you know, if he has progressive politics or conservative politics. He keeps his job if the league stays relevant and if the league keeps making money and growing, and that's it. So Hydroden coming in right at the front here, but Lings are doing a good job just making sure there are no probes coming across the map, no zealots coming across the map that will scout this. What's up, Doc Bravo? Oh, Doc. Doc. Carcharodons are pretty boring. I will admit that is the case. But I mean, I don't know, we got a Tyranid infestation in this book that I'm reading now. Tyranids are kind of interesting. I mean, Tyranids have no personality either, so I mean, Carcharodons fighting Tyranids is kind of like, kind of thematically makes sense, you know? Corsair, neat. Corsair, neat. Not a double Stargate play, which we have seen in ASL, man. I don't want to spoil anything, but in ASL, we've seen a lot of 2-gate PVZs. 2 Stargates, to be particular, to be precise. I know, that wheel is crazy rigged. He's rigged it so hard, he's hurting himself. We did get some Night Lords in the last book, but he wants like a book about the Night Lords, not where the Night Lords are kind of ancillary characters. Although, I don't know. Like, I would argue... that the Night Lords were a main character in the first Carcharodon book, so maybe Summercrown knows what he's doing. So I just play 2 base all in? No, I was not, but now I'm thinking about it. Templar Archives coming in, no sign of a 3rd base. So guess what we're not making? Any Sunkens at all. No Sunkens for Colm today. Let's see if he can stay alive against the Speed Zealot timing attack. He's going to have speed. He's got the +1 attack. He should turn around and kill these Lings, honestly. If they want to fight, they can die. There's the speed. Here are the Hydras. Here's a bit of Sim City. We got an Evolution Chamber and a second hatch. So the defense here is going to be pretty good. It's enough that maybe it's not going to be a committal here for Rain. Is it Snow's year? Could be Snow's year. Soma. You gotta like Soma, man, right? I mean, I know we're all sick of Zerg's winning because of Soul Key, but I think Soma's legitimate. But can he beat Snow? That's the question. Corsair's coming in, just distracting a little bit. There are no Zealots to take advantage of that distraction, but they're just like, are there any Sunkens here? It's just a million Hydras. Okay, cool. So let's make sure we have Zealots. Make sure we get Storm. That's definitely on the way right now. Kind of scouting out with the DT. We've seen DTs have big moments in ASL 20 as well. In this matchup especially, because Zergs are dumb. And Zergs often are like, I don't need Overlords inside my main. Like, we could easily park an Overlord in here and give him some Hydras for defense. But no, if a DT shows up, I deserve to lose. Good stuff, Zergs. You keep that going. You keep never defending your main base against Zealots, and keep letting them get in here and kill 15 drones before you respond. Awesome, guys. You're the dumbest. Yeah, well, no, I'm not saying he's going to dominate like Sulky, but winning ASL 20 is within the realm of Soma's play. And yes, Best'd have to screw up a little bit. Dollaville. Happy Friday, man. How's your week? Hope it was a good one. Hope things are okay at home. I know things were a little bit weird for a while there. Nice stutter stepping with the Zealots. I love that. Getting a few more Zealot or Hydra kills than otherwise. Corsairs want an Overlord. Got him. There's enough Corsairs for that to happen. Absolutely. And they got a +1 attack. Lurker aspect. Spire coming in. Protoss. Still no sign of a third base. He's got to take one now. He's like covering the area like he wants a third. He wants to defend it against these Hydras, which I appreciate. I always like it when we expand with support. Too many times we see games where Terran, Protoss, and Zerg are like, I'm going to expand now. And they send a worker down and then it dies. And you're like, oh, okay. Well... There we go. If Barracks wins ASL, would you consider it a flash? Would I consider it a flash? Yeah, one day at a time, Dollaville. That's the way to do it. Fourth base coming up the left side. Nobody knows about that. I mean, Protoss doesn't know about that. So we got +1 Hydras versus +1 Zealots. Ooh, with an armor upgrade too. Storm, get him! Ah, it's a good... Oh, gosh. 8 kills, Storm. He dies for it, but that's worth, man. If every High Templar kills 8 Hydras, that is worth. Oh, hey, look who naked expanded and got a cancel on their 4th base. Huh. The Zerg did. Weird stuff, man. Hey, Starboy, it was, but then I moved it up. Sorry for the confusion, but you didn't miss anything. We're just here. What's up, Zal? That wasn't a dodge at all. He just ate that Storm with 8 Hydralisks. Okay, no, look. Lurkers and Hydras at the 4th base means you get a 4th base now. Yeah. Again, it's not a Zerg thing. Protoss and Terran do this too. They send a single worker down and they go, expand. Surely nothing bad will happen. And then it dies. I'm like, ah. Well, I mean, I had my whole army sitting at my natural. Couldn't possibly spare anything to get a 4th base. Macro hatch, macro hatch. We're not trying to Hydra Lurker our way to victory. No, that's a hive. We saw the Queen's Nest. So it is a hive coming in. 100 Falcon merchandise. Wow. That's a lot of Falcon merchandise. Speaking of which, did you guys know that we have the merch out here at FalconPaladin.store? Look at those hoodies! It's getting so cold right now in the Northern Hemisphere. You want a hoodie. You want a big, warm, comfy hoodie to wear on these cold fall evenings and winter days. Check it out, FalconPaladin.store. We got mugs out there, too. You can put your coffee in, or your tea, or your hot chocolate. You can probably put Coke Zero in them as well, but I haven't risked that yet. Got Dragoons out to deal with the Lurkers, as you do. They are nice, hamster. They are comfy. Oh, great connection. 2 of the Corsairs went down. That is so difficult to micro. Awesome stuff. It's supply block on the Zerg, but the Corsair ball kind of getting wiped out is a huge win for Calm. That's massive for him. I like it. He's got Hydras and Lurkers. He's giving them upgrades. He's got a Hive. He's working on Adrenal. Big deal. He's got Sunkens now and a Sunken Lurker Hydra defense at the top of a ramp. Like, look at this. Rain's going to be like, no, not interested, actually. I mean, we could storm the top of the ramp all you want, but there's just more Sunkens up there, and there's Lings, and the Sunken's going ka-chonk, ka-chonk, and taking huge chunks out of your dudes all the time. Is Rain going to try to force him way up here? Huh. You don't like the unit merch? The Steve the SCV merch? The Robert the Zealot merch hamster? It's been pretty popular on the store. But to each their own, I'll always say. How about this fourth base? How defended is this? Well, there's not a Sunken here. But more Lurkers and more Hydras. That is fair, hamster. To each their own. Getting in the natural base. Expanding to another base on the right side. Look at Rain. Rain is a fun Protoss player. He doesn't go 2 base all in attacks on Zerg. No, sir. He gets a 3rd base. He gets a 4th base. He's going to get Reavers. I feel like he's going to get Reavers really soon, which are always friggin' awesome against Zerg. You never regret getting Reavers against Zerg. I guess if they went mass Mutalisk, you'd be like, oh, Reavers, huh? But, you know, that's not happening here. This is Hydras and Lurkers and Defilers and Lings. All of those are great targets for the Reavers. Can't complain about it at all. Tipo is not a paraphernalia guy. That is entirely fair. The merch store is for people who like merch. People that don't like merch, obviously, are not the target audience. Ugh. Plague's coming in. No sign of Reavers yet. I'll try to keep an eye on that production. Oh, he just started. Okay. He decided, yes, Reavers now. At my newest base? Where is he building this? Oh. He is just building it inside his mineral line. I thought he was building a cannon in there, but he's like, nope, this is where my robotic support bay will be. Weird place for it, but okay. Trying to charge into the 3rd base again. A Dark Swarm. Okay, these Hydras are dying. Psystorm is heavy enough. The Dark Swarm's not going to do a lot, but it's actually protecting... Well, now there are Cracklings. I'll say protecting the Zealot, but Cracklings are here now. Good. That's a great Psystorm there. That's like 20 deadlings. Maybe 15 deadlings. Yeah, this is what I think PvZ should be. And look at him. He learned. He didn't naked expand the base. This time he actually sent a force over so he could expand without any delay. Expanding here too? Is that rain? That is rain. It's like pouring down. Can you guys hear that? Probably not over the game, but... Wow. I haven't heard the rain come down that heavy in a long time. Well, good. We need it. We live in a desert, technically. Annual rainfall is not enough to where we're not a desert, so we're a desert, and every bit of rain always helps. Get a lot of our water from the mountains, where it does rain and snow a lot, and then it stays up there as snow, and then it melts off during the summer, and fills our reservoirs and our lakes and stuff, and then we have water, but... Yeah, without the mountains, we'd be dead. Plague-oo! Nice Plague! Great Plague. Sunkening that creep colony up would be awesome. And yeah, Tipo. I mean, yeah, if you want to support the channel, there are better ways to support the channel if you don't like merch than buying merch, right? Obviously. Like being, for example, a Twitch sub, which you are, is a great way to support the channel. If everybody was a Twitch sub, it'd be great out here. But merch is for people that don't want to be a Twitch sub and don't want to be a channel member and don't want to do PayPal donations and want to get something physical and tangible out of their support for the channel, and they can buy a mug or a shirt or a hat. Like a winter beanie is always a nice thing to have with the Falcon Paladin logo on it. Metasynaptic node is coming in. More and more Lurkers on the way. Reavers, yes. Reavers and Shuttles appearing in a match made in heaven. If everyone in the world was a Twitch sub, I'd be the richest person on Earth. That is true, Daniel. Well, third most, yes. I don't mean everyone, but I mean everybody that watches? If everyone who watches the live streams was a Twitch sub, which at this point, everybody on Twitch kind of is, because Ultra keeps gifting gift subs at humongous rates. And if you're watching the Twitch stream and you're not a Twitch sub, through a gifted sub at least, you're probably just unlucky with the RNG. He's attacking his own Zealots to make up supply for High Templar. Fair. Zealots kind of lose their luster as the game goes on. When plagues start coming in, and there are more and more lurkers and more cracklings, and the Zealots are just like, we can't really hang with this. So let's get more High Templar instead. I like this plan. Another engagement, and he is backing out. It's just like, I don't like what we're seeing here, folks. He's got 3-2 upgrades. 3-2 upgrades for the Zerg as well. Swinging up the left side. This has got to be a storm drop. It is. Reaction time, nil. What? Did he... Maybe he's like, I see these drones and I wanna storm those guys. What? He unloaded the High Templar. Maybe they didn't have enough energy for storm. That would be embarrassing. If he unloaded and he's like, storm, and they're like, well, not enough energy. And Rain says, oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Protoss getting rebuffed left and right and center here every time he runs into the Zerg force. He doesn't want anything to do with it. Zealots and High Templar were defending that bay. Okay, so he's back now with... Yeah, okay. I don't think he had enough energy to storm. He's going to lose his shuttle. He's Archon morphing here at the 4th base, which is kind of interesting. It's a lot of dead Hydra corpses, man. Ooh, Defiler gets sniped out, too. Alright, alright. And the Archon's just up here dying to Hydras. But he got a couple link kills, maybe a drone kill in there too. Incredible stuff here from Hawkeye Rain. Zealots 3-2. Again, 3-1-3 is now done for the Protoss. Upgraded advantage, but that's a lot of Zerg, dude. You need all of the storm in the entire universe. You need Reavers. There we go. Here come the Wiggly boys, ready to get shots off on these evil Hydralisks. Psystorm is better, obviously, at killing the Hydras, but Reavers, if they connect, are awesome. Man, I pulled a tendon in my hand. Might be like a repetitive stress problem. A little bit of carpal tunnel from using a mouse too much. I don't know. Really annoying, though. Good. Psystorms, Zealots. Not enough Zealots to really fight that. These Reavers haven't done anything. I guess, there you go. They didn't have Scarabs quite yet. There you go. There you go. You're not going to get, you know, 8 kills with 1 Scarab like Psystorm does, but it's still pretty nice. Top right base, not coming in from Rain yet. Really the only one left on the map as our guy Calm is taking a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th base. And might consider setting up in the middle here too and getting these minerals. Terrans like to do this. Zergs like to do this on this map. It's not really a base exactly. Oh, good Defiler snipe. This guy's, there's even an Overlord around here. Yeah, he's going to die. But he killed the Defiler. I mean, a DT kills a Defiler. That's a major win. Reaver shots. No, not killing the Lurker. Ah! Got to pick up the Reavers and get him out of there. This is a lot of Lings, and they will trade pretty well against everything except the Reavers and the Psystorm here. Which is why you've got that splash damage anyway. This is a scrappy game. Rain is up. 30 supply, 25 supply, which is an okay place to be at 22 minutes. He needs to expand up here as soon as possible, though. Oh, the Plague. Oh, the Plague of all time. That was huge. That was a huge Plague. Catching a Reaver there, too. That's always good. That is always very, very good. Yeah, man, these Plagues, they help immensely. Shuttle sniped out. Was trying to go for another Psystorm drop. 65 workers for the Zerg. And as Critter is fond of saying, if a Zerg player gets to 65 workers in a PvZ, the Zerg player wins. I disagree. We have a lot of games that counteract that evidence. But it is hard. It is very, very difficult. I mean, we've seen Rain struggle today even to kill a single base. He's not going to get this one either. Not with these lurkers and these cracklings with 3/3 upgrades and the lurkers with +3 attack. That's just so much damage for those zealots to try to handle. Rain's working on 3/2/3 right now. Shield upgrade level 2 is on the way for this dude. That's how much this game is getting into the super duper late game. Bunch of lurkers spawning up. They spawn just in time in order to catch a Psystorm. Another plague comes down. Reaver shot does some damage to that lurker. Almost kills it. 4 hit points left on that dude. And then he drops up here to be like, wait, I thought there might have been a Protoss base up here. There's not. Cool. Well, I brought a drone, so I'm going to expand up this way. Dude, if Calm takes this top right-hand base, that's going to be pretty impressive. Oh, and then a crackling drops in the main base at the same time. Dude, a crackling drop inside the main. Not hiders, not lurkers. Just pure 3/3 cracklings. He's trying to go after the Templar Archives. He's going to get it. He might get the robotic support bay if he tackles that too. But then he gets distracted and fights the Zealots instead, and no target firing happens whatsoever, so both buildings live. But yeah, either the support bay or the observatory would have been pretty sick kills as far as tech goes for the Protoss. But he did end up getting the Templar Archives. It has to be rebuilt. Very annoyingly, building it again in a weird place for it. Yeah, more Reaver shots into the lurkers all the time. Top shelf, you are not wrong, sir. Cracklings are great. They are very fun. They are fast and they hit hard. They break the rules of RTS in a lot of ways. They are squishy, though. And so they don't break all of the rules of RTS. This is too many Archons for all these Hydras, man. The Reavers have to do a lot of work here. One of them dies. Oh, no. Sniping out. Another Reaver dies before getting a hit off. That one finally kills a couple Hydras, but the Reavers are dead. The Zealots have to come in. The High Templar have to come in and shove these guys away. What's up? Please eat me. Did I get your replay? I don't know. When did you send this replay? Maybe... Don't know, man. Sent on Thursday. Then probably I generally get replays. It's pretty rare that someone's like, I sent you a replay and it's in my spam folder, but I guess it could have happened. Dropping in the main base again. I love a Zerg player that drops one and a Zerg player that uses cracklings with full upgrades extensively. These are two things you can do to get into the heart of Falcon Paladin, and Colin is doing those things right now. Yeah, trying to get some cannons in to prevent this from happening again. If the cannons die, then yeah, it's probably going to happen again. Wow, we missed a big bunch of Zerg death there, but we can extrapolate what happened. As Rain is making a pretty strong move in the bottom left here. He might take down this hatch. It was previously hurt because of the Zealots. Archons causing problems. The Lings not trading very well against Archons unless they have a full surround on them. Yeah, the replay should be Brood War. Please eat me. Something I have asked people to do for years now, and you know that. So yeah, if the subject is not Brood War, I might have lost it. Yes, might want to resend it with a Brood War subject. Alright, so Hatch does die, but Zerg cleans it up. Oh, cleans up that shuttle too. That hurts. That hurts so much. And he is building the hatch in the center. See, I said Zerg players and Terran players like to do this. Protoss not so much. Protoss doesn't really care about taking center. I'm not sure why. Now he's bringing Hydras to the parties inside the main base. But there are Zealots and High Templar on defense. That's the one, Top Shelf. You're keeping me on my toes. Keeping that inbox busy with talk of hot young live women and auto insurance. Dude, I love Gmail because, like, I'll get an obvious spam email in my inbox that's like MasterCard, credit card approval, and 4 words are misspelled. And the URL is like creditcards.mastercard.ru. And I'm like, first of all, Gmail, how did you not figure out this was spam? Are you stupid? And then second of all, when I report it spam, they're like, Now, do you want to unsubscribe or do you want to block this? And I'm like, this is not a subscription email. This is obviously spam. It used to be so good at handling spam, and now they suck at it, and I do not know what happened to Gmail. Anyway, this is a really close battle here. More Zerg swinging from the left side, and they should be able to shut this thing down. And they do. Man, the macro today of Calm has been amazing. Absolutely crazy. No bases have died. I guess this one has died. One base has died today, which is insane. Did I get a new MasterCard? No. I don't use MasterCard at all. But it's just funny that Gmail's like, now look, some people use the report spam feature for stuff like newsletters they signed up for. Are you sure you didn't sign up for this spam email? No, of course, dummies. Storm dropping! Oh! 10 kill High Templar. Shuttle's like, sorry man, you're on your own. I can't pick you up. We need to run to the safety of these cannons now. Wabba, wabba. And cannons saved it. Did take a hit, but otherwise alive. Now this is a problem. Yeah, with a bunch of hiders and lurkers above your base in the top right of the map here. Ugh. I had a lifetime. It's not, they're not even like, you've won $10,000. They're just like, here's your credit card application. It's like, what? Who? Who's like, ooh, this is enticing me to open this email. Obviously, a credit card is incredible. Why? Nice plague, by the way. Did he nidus it? He's nidused all of his bases. Well, at least the ones that need them. This one has it. This one doesn't have a nidus because who cares? This one does for offensive purposes and defensive purposes because he's actually mining up there as well. Daniel. This is a pretty crazy game, I gotta admit. Here, let's see if I got please email. Refresh. Nope. Not yet. Not yet received. What do you mean real, Top Shelf? As in their actual emails? Yes. Okay, Plague, Psystorm, Zealots charging into the middle here. But look at this map. Look at how much of this map is Zerg and how much of it is Protoss. And I know Psystorm and Reavers are good, and that's a lot of dead Zerg there. But he can make 24 Hydras to respawn with here. He might end up losing the center, but oh my gosh, the Dark Swarm Lurker stuff is such a problem. But the Reavers are shooting into it, and some Storm is hitting into it as well. What's up, Max? Definitely live. Oh. Top Shelf got a recruiter email that looked like it was spam, but it was real. Intriguing. Connor!
I like your style, friend.
Thanks for the $5 Canadian, Connor. Appreciated. And yeah, sorry you're still feeling sick. Absolutely. We'll get you in a spot in a live game today. No problemo. Nobody has any money, but Rain is holding on. His army value is pretty good. Right? It's going to be about 20 more than Captain's here because he's got fewer workers. Center base does go down. This is kind of insane. That's funny, Top Shelf. Well, alright. Noted, I guess. This is a crazy good PvZ. I kind of feel like Rain's got this, but at the same time, Calm keeps absolutely flooding him with fully upgraded hiders and cracklings. Okay, but the lurkers are getting isolated and surrounded and burned out. Lurkers on the ramp. Great positioning for that. I love that position. Yeah, Zealots have a really hard time with that. Dragoons say no Dark Swarm. Don't mind if I do. And they're getting into this mineral line too. Drones are... Okay, there used to be about a 20 worker lead for Calm. It's gone now. And this hatch is going to die. And where's the aggression from Calm? He doesn't have a ton of money. He's making 20 lings right now. That's not a lot. That's not going to be enough to save this. Defiler gets a nice plague off. Oh, you and expires inside of the Dark Swarm. Insanity. Check in my spam folder. Yeah, you're getting marked as spam for some reason. Report not spam. Done. I cannot believe he saved this hatch. That's absolutely crazy. Still hasn't been able to bust up into this top right area whatsoever. Yeah, the economy. Hatchery's at 89 hit points. One anything and that thing dies. Finally, he's able to get a bit of a position up here on this high ground. Obs gets sniped. Perfect. Archon can survive a couple hits, killing his own gate, so he can just get out of this position as necessary. Defiler wiggles his way away from a Psystorm and stays alive for now. Has enough energy for whatever he wants to do. Plague a thing? Dark Swarm a thing? Plaguing a thing it is. He plagues a thing. Psystorm connections are so good. And that Sunken's gonna die. The Nidus represents reinforcements, but when you're this kind of broke... Oh, then you storm the Hydras and they come out of the Nidus. Did you guys see that game? With Bisu and Larva on Roaring Currents, right? Game 1 of their series. And there was a time where Bisu drops an island base that Larva has, and a million Hydras come out, and he storms the Nidus, and everyone dies, and Rain taps out. Yeah, Rain knew the economic position here was not good. But at the same time, the Zergs wasn't fantastic either. I guess he's got this, and whatever's left here, and whatever's left here. But it's more than the one base of economy that Rain was rolling with. Again, not a huge fan. Not a huge fan of tapping out on the offensive like this. I mean, make the Zerg player come down and kill this base, but I think he saw the writing on the wall anyway. He couldn't take this base out. There's still about 50 drones for the Zerg, and Rain is like, well, there's just too much going on down here for me to really hang. So, GG, man. Calm. He played a good game. He lost 1 million Zerg units. Tipo was right. Right about a battle of attrition? Yeah, it definitely was. Yeah, produced 1,000 Zerg units and killed 300 Protoss units. That is a tough, tough game to win, but he pulled it off anyway. The outspend was good. About 12,000 resources in 34 minutes is, yeah, about right. Kind of on the edge of where you want to be and still defeat a big-time Protoss in a late-game PvZ. And he did it, so nicely done. Oh, on your bet. You were right, Tipo. Nicely done. Yeah, and again, I think Rain was probably favored there, but Calm played extremely well. Let's go Best and RoyaL on Vermeer. Two of my favorite players. I love Best. I really love RoyaL. They both kind of flamed out in ASL 20, but, you know, you can't win them all. This should be a lot of fun. So, what do we got? We're going to red versus blue this one. Top left, it's a blue Terran RoyaL. Top right, it is Best. And they are here under their names. Hooray. Huzzah, we did it. We are alive. What's up, Farewell? Rooting for RoyaL in this game. We like RoyaL. Dude changed his name from Sorry to RoyaL and immediately won an ASL. Who does that? Who does that? He has peaks and valleys. Ah, Farewell. Thank you for the $20 PayPal donation at falconpaladin@gmail.com or below on the Twitch stream. There's a donate button that takes you right there. But thanks for the 20 bucks. The Purple Dimension says farewell. Indeed. Purple Dimension has been crushing it this week. Thanks to people like Ultra. Thanks for people like Acardiox and Hans von Totenland. Let's update the Twitch goal of the week to a full 441. Holy smokes. That is a big one, and we still have today and all of tomorrow as well. Not sure why the cup is all the way up there. I think that's where it was for Dawn of War. That's why the donation cup was up there. Yeah, weird. Low ground gate says zealot pressure is what it says. SCV comes up here and says, yeah, let's try to maybe wall off the top of our ramp against these zealots. That's going to help quite a bit. A basic rainwater collecting system. You know, I'm not sure if it's illegal to collect rainwater in my city. A lot of cities in America don't allow it. Yeah, see, there you go. BioCarry says, yeah. Because if everybody in a metropolitan area collects their rainwater, then, like, no rainwater makes it to the ground. You don't get any groundwater.
Ready for your sponge bath?
Cardiox, speak of the devil. And he may appear. Cardiox, 5 gifted subs. 2 viewers drop those subs in the donation cup. Yeah, Farewell gets 1. Nice. Angel of the Fortunate gets 1. Zealot's not getting in that main. What? 1 hit point? Yeah, especially in a desert, right? Government doesn't look too kindly on rainwater collection if you're in a desert. Let's update the goal for Cardiox. This Zealot, man. He wants to get in that main base so bad. He's doing all right. He's alive anyway. He's scouting. He's harassing. 466. Yeah, this is the highest we've been on the Twitch goal in weeks, it feels like. So thanks everyone for helping with that. Zealot doesn't have any kills, mind you, but he's super annoying. Yeah, I know, Zal. Imagine the government telling you you can't speed. And you can't go to school unless you vaccinate your kids. Like, the government tells us to do a lot of things, Zal. In the name of the greater good. The greater good. Well, there you go. Please Eat Me says in Utah, 200 gallons of water. No more than 2 barrels. There you go. There you go. Getting some DTs out. With the Templar Archives at 4 minutes, you bet your bottom dollar it is. DTs. Oh, this could be tricky for RoyaL. This could be really tough for RoyaL. Yeah, that's true, Daniel. Some places incentivize rainwater collection. It just matters where you are. Yeah, tried to slow the factories, tried to slow the upgrades like spider mines because they're pretty good against DTs. So, let's see. Is he just... Yeah, man. He's just going to walk him across? You know, there's no detection here. There's no ComSat, obviously. There's no engineering bay. This could be kind of incredible. Out of best. Holy smokes. Yeah, no spider mine research. He's like, this is just regular DT pressure. Just, you know, don't worry about building an engineering bay. Tank shows up. It's like we're worried about these Dragoons. I lied. There is an engineering bay. Maybe it was just being built. It's done now. So this DT is going to show up, and panic engineering bays are going to start building right now. DT says, hey, you have a tank? No, you don't. DT says, I'm magical. Oh, my gosh. Look at this. We can bust this bunker too. The tank gets pinned in and killed, and the SCV building the turret gets sniped as well. This damn the Dark Templar is crushing it right now. He doesn't have like 20 kills, but he's doing everything he needs to do to help his team win this game. It's like, I probably can't get that bunker. Let's kill every tank that pops out of here. Falcon blindness is real, Zal. He gets a cancel on whatever that construction was. There's another turret coming in. There is a turret up here in the main, so we can't just get into the main base and go ham. But he really wants that turret to die. Can't quite get it, but swings on the tanks are good. Yeah, another DT. They go after... Oh, another turret is here. Dude, RoyaL finally gets the turret down inside the natural base. A swipe on the tank, and they wipe out another tank. Dude, the tank count for RoyaL is 1 right now. 1. And yes, 1 tank is still pretty powerful, but that's way way fewer than you want. DT's trying to get to an angle. No, Vulture under there too. Saves him. It is a tough setup here. Tipo is a good StarCraft analyst indeed. Getting a third base behind this. Couldn't quite bust the Terran. The intention was to bust the Terran. He wanted to kill this bunker. He wanted to kill a bunch of tanks. He wanted the Dragoons to get in here, but once he realized that wasn't going to happen, yeah, loses another DT. He said, okay, we're going to fall back. Let's get a third base rocking. Let's get some Reavers instead while you're at it. He best is called the Protoss Gorilla because he tears Terrans apart. Well, I mean, that was an attempt at tearing the Terran apart. I don't know that it worked out as much as he wanted it to. Welcome to the Discord server, Smouse, if you just joined in. Say hello, let us know if you're there for the Brood War, or the StarCraft 2, or the Warhammer, I guess. Could have a Warhammer role on the Discord server, that would be neat. You have a bunch of people in there who are into it, and I am streaming it, so maybe I should. Storm is OP. Usually DTs are followed by Arbiters. Because you already have the Templar Archives, it makes sense. Looks like it's Reavers instead. Best is mixing it up a little bit. If maybe RoyaL expects Arbiters, then maybe Reavers catch him off guard. But, yeah, gonna land here inside the main base. There are tanks down here. There's not really anything up here to stop this guy from getting shots off, at least initially. Sending a Zealot down to kill the SCV building the third CC would be cool. Again, turrets dead means more danger for drops, because then the shuttle can get deeper into your base when the turrets are gone. But the tanks show up, and he's trying to force a siege up. That Scarab had a wonderful journey. Oh, he lost the Reaver. Getting one hit off on that turret, but that's it. I mean, once the Reaver's dead, this drop is over, so that hurt. Charon boost is on the way. He says, okay, let's make sure we have some really solid anti-air. And nothing much. We're getting Zealot legs. We're getting shuttle speed. We're making more Reavers. And RoyaL is stabilizing. He doesn't seem too perturbed by this. He's not completely put out. He's got 44 SCVs. He's pretty good saturation on both of his bases here. The third base could be good, which is what this third CC is for. And now we're just hunting around, looking for idle spider mines to kill. Goodness gracious me. What's up, Chucky Prime? Ah, indeed. And he escorts the probe down to get a fourth base. That gets Falcon points, man. If you escort your worker to expand, like Best just did, you get put on Falcon's good list. I don't care if you're Protoss, Terran, or Zerg. Forge coming in. I did notice the repairs, Tipo. That was pretty sweet on those turrets. That helps a lot. Even if the SCV dies, it's probably worth it to keep the turret alive. So third base is up. Tanks are in good position to cover both this bridge and this attack path here too. You don't want all your tanks right here. You don't want all of them right here. You kind of split the difference this way. Psystorm's on the way at 11 minutes. We've got a starport coming in, probably for science vessels more than anything else here from RoyaL. And, you know, just 3 base Terran, very strong, very powerful. Has Best done enough damage to be in the lead here economically. Reaver! Got it. Didn't get it. Didn't get it. That's exciting. Reaver shots don't really do anything there, but that's the nature of Reaver shots. And how about this Scarab? Killed a Vulture. Hey, we take death. Another SCV goes down and the Reaver dies. Shuttles are dying a little bit too frequently, I think, for Best fans right now. No upgrades on the Dragoons yet. That +1 attack has finished for the mech. No further upgrades coming in from them at this point in time. We've got an armory on the way. Upgrades are always fantastic. Double upgrades are even fantasticer. Spider mines. Look at this naked expand. Look at it. I mean, the good thing is that workers do not trigger spider mines. And he can't expand here either, because guess what? There's a Spider-Mine down here, too. Does it have vision on this? No. Now it does. He's like, ha, you're trying to expand here. Good luck. Send an observer down, and the probe can kill it. But otherwise, that thing's staying there for a while. Swinging in the same place for a drop. You think he's got 3 turrets back there now. You don't think he's not going to let you do that again? Good heavens. Kidder and Amulet is in production. Yeah, he's got to build a cannon to get rid of the Spider-Man because he can't spare an observer. He's got one here. He's got one here. He's got one here. He's really keeping an eye on the Terran, but he can't spare a single ob to come down here and make it so he can expand. This delay. One Spider-Mine has delayed this expansion by like 3 minutes. He's got to build a pylon. He's got to build a cannon. And then the cannon's got to kill the Spider-Man. This is so crazy. Oh, this one killed it anyway. Nice. And then you can expand if you have enough money for it. And he does. So he probably should. EMP is getting researched here. Got a lot of zealots. They've got the legs. They have no upgrades otherwise. 2-1 push is going to happen in 2026. What, huh? Like, the Terran's going to have 2-1 upgrades and he's going to attack, but next year? I mean, the Zealots are working on an armor upgrade, and which they talked about, Tastos has talked about in ASL 20 casting, is that if you're going Reavers, then getting attack upgrades is kind of dumb because the Reavers don't benefit from the attack upgrades, but they do benefit from armor upgrades. So get armor upgrades. I don't know if I agree with that mentality. He's got a +1 attack already, and he's working on a armor now too, so never mind. He's getting the attack upgrades. I guess that's more of a Zerg thing anyway. Once again, can't expand here because he doesn't have anything to kill that Spider-Mine. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, that +2 attack finishing up shortly. That +1 armor finishing up shortly for this mech. He's gonna go for it. He's making more obs. He's like, maybe I should have more than 3 observers so I can actually expand when I need to. It's kind of working out for the Protoss anyway, right? Little groups of dudes just covering any attack paths the Protoss wants to go on. And then if you can slow the push, that's a massive win. Yeah, definitely situationally dependent, Tipo. 100%. I don't know, man. Terran's got his 2-3. I mean, 2-1. Sorry. 2-1. 2-3 would be impressive. 2-1. What's up, James? People still are, man. Absolutely. Welcome to the channel. Got pro replays being cast live here on Fridays and pro replays being standalone cast 6 days a week. Charging in! Zealots and EMP on the High Templar. Doesn't get to storm off those guys up there. Certainly do. Blanketing the ever-loving heck out of those siege tanks. Not killing some of them, but killing a lot of them. And bruising up others. But too many tanks remain, injured or not, with the +2, and the Protoss has to fall back. He could have maybe got in here and shut down that base, but he would have lost the Dragoons as well. Is that a trade that he wants to make? Apparently not. All right, so Terran gets a 4th base. That's pretty scary stuff. Trying to tank drop. Yeah. Really nice tank dropping there on those. Spider-Man connection too, killing 4 of those Dragoons. But catching those previously injured tanks with the Zealots. Fewer attacks to kill them because they're already in the red. And then the Spider-Mine on the Dragoons was massive. Dude, RoyaL's feeling okay. Right? He got a good trade there, I think. He lost a few tanks, but he killed a lot of the Protoss. And he set up a 4th base as well. Yeah, hardwalling against Vultures at this stage of the game isn't as big of a deal. Ugh. Vultures do get back here. Force a probe pull. Kill absolutely nothing. Zealots wipe them out instead. So never mind. Being active with your Vultures, you can still try to do at 17 minutes, but sometimes it's a little bit too much to ask against a good Protoss like Best is. Once again, cannot expand here because there's a spider mine. Dude, this is the third straight base where he's like, I can't expand, there's a spider. He finally brings. There you go, brings it. Yeah, Tipo, you know what? If you want to use the channel reward point for player and just ask me for a map instead, I'll do that. I think people have done that before. That's kind of a catch-all for requests. Chucky retracts his message that said, ah. Yeah, well, that's the trick is finding Raging Currents maps is not easy, Tipo. It's a very new map. Like, I have a game on that map. I might have more, but I'm not sure. Plus, it has another name in Korean and then another name in Korean. It's hard to search up. Anyway, charging in again in the same spot. Zealots going left into that fourth base. I think they're going to get cleaned out. Psystorm in there. Dragoons left over coming into a choke is not very good. Oh, okay, Chucky. And holding. But even supply count now for the Protoss is not ideal. Even worker count is really bad, too. He started this thing with a DT rush off of 2 bases. That was pretty darn effective. But I think RoyaL weathered that storm. He's weathered these attacks. He hasn't lost a ton of anything out here. He's doing fine. He really is. Yeah, no, I watched it, Tipo. That was a great PVZ. So good. I mean, I cast a game on that map for the standalone on the channel like a week ago. It was a TVZ. We had 2-port Wraith opening. It was a crazy game. But yeah, that map gives us insane results just because it has so many islands to expand to, and you don't have to. It's not an island map, right? But if you want to expand certain ways, you can. You can take those islands. What's up, Aurelia Marith? If I made one quality of life change per faction, what would it be? Spider mines can be rebuilt for a cost. Aurelia, that's an interesting one. I mean, I've always said, we'll hold that thought for a second, but charging in again into these tanks. Not really catching them unsieged, but that's kind of hard to do against somebody as good as RoyaL. Good unload and storms here as well from our guy Best, but just doesn't have the juice. Once the Zealots are gone, the Dragoons just kind of melt to this whole thing, especially against high ground siege tanks. And Best is again forced to fall back. I hate it when that happens, Chucky. Clean room. Where the heck is my stuff? I used to have all my stuff sitting on this chair by the door, and now it's put away where it's supposed to go. Where is it? My quality of life improvement for StarCraft has always just been, I would just love if workers automatically went to minerals when they were made. That would just save so much time for all 3 races. And if they all 3 had it, it wouldn't be an advantage for any one race, right? Anyway, that's one. But for specific races, ooh, giving scouts speed right off the bat would maybe make them viable. Tipo, that might actually help. Like, there is such a difference when you're given scouts that already have speed. The reverse campaign has had a couple missions like that, where you get a mission and I'm like, oh, these guys are already zippy. Whoa. Best attacking on into the 5th base. That he's like, if I can't kill the 1st or the 2nd or the 3rd or the 4th, maybe I can kill the 5th base. And again, not really. SCV's transferring into a minefield and a war zone. Base is saved, pinning some of these tanks on top of this high ground. That's a nice swing attack by Best. Good flank there coming in, but too many vultures. Zealots are all going to die, absolutely. Dragoons not enough to make it happen. Zealots not enough to make it happen either. I think RoyaL might have this game. Might have this game. Let me see. For Zerg, what if we increase the attack speed of Devourers so they could be somewhat viable? And then let's say, so we've got all three. We've got Terran, Protoss, and Zerg with quality of life improvements. Yeah, smart pathing, says biocarry and building. Yeah, would be nice. Storm drop in the 5th base. It's okay, like 3 SCVs died, not the end of the world at all. Shield batteries can heal up cannons. That's a StarCraft 2 thing. That would be really nice in Brood War for sure. Battle cruisers can shoot and move at the same time. Another StarCraft 2 quality of life improvement that affects a unit that is in Brood War. Bum. Yeah, I think RoyaL has this. Protoss hasn't expanded in like 7 minutes. And RoyaL just keeps taking bases, taking his third of the map, taking his half of the map. This is what RoyaL's capable of doing, man. He just has these lows where he never does it. Although, I don't know, Best has something to say about this, me giving the game to RoyaL. Unloads a ton of Zealots and High Templar, catching SCVs fleeing and tanks with the same storm. That's economical. Oh, gosh, storming the SCVs and the Zealots, too. Dude, the storm blanketing is really good. Not all the stuff biocarry. Total Biscuit's best commentary technique. He was just good at hype casting. Like, he was really good at something crazy was happening, and he made you feel it, right? He made you feel like something awesome was happening. I think a lot of the casters now aren't as good at that as Total Biscuit was. Was. Ooh, it was a Zhang B storm level. Dude, oh, God. That was pretty good, too. 13 kill High Templar, man. 13. Oh! And RoyaL taps out. Just as soon as I start talking about how RoyaL has this game, Best takes it personally and goes, you know what? Absolutely not. I'm going to come here and shut this base down. I'm going to kill like 40 of your SCVs. How many SCVs do you even have at the end of the game there? Let's find out. We're going to fast forward through this thing. What's up, Papa Talk? He had 32 remaining when the game ended. Good observations. What's up, Savior Sword? Yeah, look. So this is about where I'm like, yeah, RoyaL's doing great. Look, he's taking a base down here. He already has this base. He's at 60 SCVs. He basically is on even base count with the Protoss, which is incredible. I mean, technically he's down at this point, but he'll be there soon. And RoyaL's maxed out. He's got 3-3. And then this is where Best decides to full send. He goes, whee! Rolling in. Just, this is so good. The Zealots and the Psystorm just blanketing everything. SCVs coming into this position. That was a bad move. Look at that. He's lost 8 SCVs. This blanket on these tanks is so good. Yeah, Tipo. Edra versus Artosis would be fun. Do we have one of those? Maybe we do. More Psystorming. And look, he just got 5 High Templar wandering into this position. I mean, that's not ideal because there are siege tanks here. And, guys, okay, well, I guess we just lost tanks. Lost High Templar. This command center dying was a big deal. More Psystorming. He's trying to bring SCVs down here. Like, he's... Golly. I don't know what he's doing with those guys. But yeah, like 36. He was like 36? My goodness. All right. Well, nicely done. Good opening by Best. He's able to follow it up into a pretty decent mid-game. And then that was the victory. All right. Good stuff there. Well done. Well done getting that victory. The outproduction here by RoyaL was there, but man, that kill ratio by Best was awesome. And the outspending there, fantastic as well. Do I have an Idra versus Artosis game on the channel? Let me find out real quick before we get into the next game. Nope, certainly don't. That'd be fun, though. I mean, Idra doesn't play anymore, so I don't think we're ever going to get it. But what's up, Sarv? Happy Friday. I do have to take my kid to a football game he's performing at. In like 20 minutes. So I think we might get through a couple more live replays and then come back and do the live games afterwards. So we'll do Shine and Rich in a PVZ on Dominator. Gotta give out those Falcon chips to the people who believed in best. Alright. Dominator, pizza slice map, top side, yellow Protoss. It is... Who do we say this Protoss was? This is Shine. Golly, I hate it when I do that. I like don't have the player name. Rich. That's right, it's Rich. Playing under Pig24, whatever that name's all about. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Again, I'm pretty sure Artosis has played against Idra before a bunch, because they were both really active at the same time. And they were both at approximately the same skill level. But again, Idra hasn't played in probably 10 years now, if not longer. So if we got it together now somehow, Artosis would raffle stomp him. It wouldn't be interesting. He loves his ults. He sure does. That he does. Got a gate opening here on Dominator, 3-player map. Gonna go for the hatch first, into the pool. Doesn't want to go gas first. We definitely want that pool going, especially because we just found the gateway. And obviously we're making a zealot with that gateway, because we would just get a forge if we weren't doing that. Trying to get a third base down here. I don't know about that in the face of the zealot pressure. Extractor, cancel, fight, fight, fight. Probes win this in the hands of a good Protoss. And then a Zealot comes down from Rich and Shine's like, all right. Oh, and he gets the hatch down, but the Zealot immediately gets 4 hits. Has to run away because the number of Lings that are out on the map. And actually, the Zealots have to stay home because the Lings are heading into the main base instead of defending the third base, which I think is a pretty solid idea. What's up, Wander? Happy Friday, man. Lings. Yeah, I think we're okay. We don't have a cannon, but I think we have enough zealots. The probes got pulled in here too. Cannon's getting started now. And once again, the positioning here is good. The Lings are not going to be able to take that out. Third base, excellent. And we're good. I mean, that's a 4-kill zealot there. That's pretty fantastic. Lings, just investing too much into these Lings and not getting anything done with it. These guys are just for scouting. I mean, the Overlord is here for that too, but a Dragoon could pop out and chase them away. Zealots will chase the slow Lings away, and Zealot pressure can force more Lings out when all Shine wants to do right now is drone. So I like it. I like the move. And then he just pops out. See, look, he forced Lings out. And then he just went home. And that was a feint. That was 100% him just being like, the Zerg cannot be allowed to just drone for the next 10 minutes. I need him to be worried about my Zealots, and then I make Lings. Then he makes Lings, and then his economy is worse. So see, 21 drones instead of like 25 drones. And you're like, but that's only 4 drones, Falcon. That's not a big deal. It's definitely a big deal, man. Lings killed 3 Zealots? Well, okay, fair enough. And a bunch of probes. Never mind, way better for Shine than I thought it was. That said, oh my gosh, I love this. He's like, wait, can we jump on those cannons? No, the Zealots just keep going, dude. Just keep heading down south here and into, yeah, into the natural base. Now it's going to be a drone fight with these Zealots. I think this is enough Lings and Zealots to shut it down, or Lings and drones. Took it down. So yeah, drones got pulled into service. At least a couple of them died in the process. Cannon in the mineral line. He's worried about Spire because it's a Spire. But is it just Scourge? I think that's just for Scourge. Hydroden coming in. I think he tricked Rich into worrying about Mutalisks. Yeah, that's a cannon too. Ooh. Cannons inside your mineral lines do not help against Hydra busts. Dude, we saw this. We saw this in ASL 20. I don't want to spoil who it was, but this exact same thing happened. Where the Protoss thought it was a Mutas, got cannons, got a ton of Corsairs, and then like 30 Hydras showed up, and the Corsairs were like, oh, and the cannons up here in the mineral line were like, oh. And they didn't do anything. Yeah, he's getting air upgrades here, too. This is a bad read by Rich. It's a bad decision. Because, yeah, Hydras are popping out time and time again. It's a few Scourge? Somewhat, right? And he's like, yeah, Mutas would be here by now, and they're not. So he's like, ah, don't I feel the fool? Guess what's coming? A bunch of Hydras. Guess what there is? A DT in the middle of the Hydra group, but there's not an Overlord. Oh, that's so smart. That is so smart by Rich. He's like, I'm going to get cannons in the mineral line, but I'm going to make a DT just in case it is Hydras. And the delay was so massive right there. That was so big right there. So yeah, Ling Hydra are going to pop out. YH says, what is that? Is that like an orc or a goblin or something, YH? What's that emoji? Hey, smash! Definitely been watching ASL 20. Been watching the Tastosis cast. Kills the Overlord! Ah, so I'm only caught up with Tastosis. I'm not caught up on anything that's happened since then. Just in case you were wondering. Remember when you admitted you were trolling about that, YH? I remember. Overlord sniped more supply blocking on Shine here. Holy smokes. Okay, good, Smash. Good. So yeah, I'm just thinking about Best. Best had a game against Soma where he did that very same thing. He was like, it's obviously going to be Mutalisk. Let's prepare for Mutas. And then 800 Hydras showed up and he died. And I was like, can he get a DT out in time? No. And then he just fell over. And I was like, all right, Best. It's kind of embarrassing. This is a lot of Zealots and High Templar with Storm. So, no, it's too late. You had your bust timing, but you didn't bring detection with you. A DT completely shut you down and shut you out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Rich. This is looking fantastic. Incredible stuff. Yeah, that's probably me, YH. Yeah, everybody loads the class clown. It's their favorite person. He gets invited to all the birthday parties. You know, tells people the wrong scores of baseball games, and they love him for it. Never reminded the teacher about homework. Heck no. Zealots. That is snitches get stitches stuff, YH. You get beat up for that. I don't want to do that. I didn't want to do it anyway. I don't like homework. He was deceived. That's fair, Depot. The Yankees did win yesterday. Yep, the Yankees have moved on. Red Sox are out. But, I mean, the Yankees had like $100 million more in payroll than the Red Sox did. The Red Sox were bad. Like, the fact that they even had a chance to win either of those games is kind of insane. Chance to win the series. They won one of the games, didn't they? Yeah, they won game 1, and then they lost games 2 and game 3. That's what it was. Hey, Psycho Nuts. No, man, the Yankees outspent you, and the fact that you got to game 3 is just dead impressive anyway. YH did remind the teacher about homework and got jumped for it. See? Class clown behavior. Reminded the teacher about homework. Fourth base rolling quite nicely here from Shine. This Hydra stuff's not getting much done, so he's got a Queen's Nest on the way. Brah. Another Overlord down. Not a supply block, but pretty bad. This is too much Protoss for Hydras to do much. Yeah, this number of hiders is not getting a lot done. He's sending them home. He's sending the Scourge out of here, but the 4 bases is nice against the 3 basing Protoss. Shine's probably the better player here, but Rich is a very, very promising toss. Extremely promising. What's up, Big Wan? Butt dance, butt dance. Yes, Paralyzed did, Tipo. Okay, Scourge here to make sure Corsairs don't dive into the main base or drop ships. Don't make it in here too. Shuttles into the main base would be tough. Scourge are good deterrent against that. Lurkers high grounding it on the pizza slices. That's what you got to be doing. You're just buying time for the Hive to finish. Get in some Defiler Mound tech. Get into some Crackling tech. Defend against Zealot pressure. Down, and then a naked... No, not a naked expand. Sends a Zealot in first, but then Shine comes up. And it's not an expansion. Is he going to try one? Sarv says he thinks that Rich is going to lose this. Yeah, but it's a PvP, Tipo. I mean, I know I'm kind of alone in this, but I feel like mirror matchups are less indicative of how good a player is because they're really coin flippy in a lot of ways, especially ZVZ. Less so PvP. I do think maybe PvP has more skill involved than ZVZ in a lot of times, but I don't know. Can be a little coin flippy as well. All right, so we have the high ground, and you have the high ground, and Adrenal's on the way, and a Defiler Mount is finishing up. And a 5th base is coming in down south here from Shine. He's going to try to take the high ground, man. I didn't think he would, but he's storming it. He knows Plague and Dark Swarm are coming out soon. And Adrenal, so he's like, this is our time. And he charges in. Getting shots off on those lurks. It is high ground. We are missing half of those shots, which makes them a little bit less effective, but the army value is looking pretty hefty for Rich. More lurkers showing up, but dying before they can burrow in is kind of a huge loss. Adrenal finishes up. Consume is not done. Is not done. He is crushing this. He is wrecking this Zerg player and this position. Lurkers are getting some really nice trades here. I wash my mug every couple of days, YH, but yes, you should probably wash your dishes, says YH. He is just a beacon of wisdom on the channel for us today. 143 to 102 supply. That could not have gone better, I don't think. Not have gone better. Hydroden's gonna die. It was right at the front, so it's very vulnerable. Creep Colony desperately trying to get tossed up here. Shine is trying to hold. More Zealots reinforcing, coming down to this whole mess right now. Thank you, Farewell, for that tip at the same time. I wash my pillowcase twice a week. Neat. +2/+1 versus +2/+1. Upgrades are even. 130 to 90 supply, 40 supply up. Archon getting targeted a little bit. 23 kills. Some of those were High Templar. Where are the reinforcements, Rich? The Sunken actually finished. Dude, are you serious? Rich crushes through this whole thing, but I think Shine's macro's just been better. Or maybe not. He does manage to snipe out another lurker after getting minimal damage there. Most detested subscriber. Maybe you might be. No, I don't think you are. 4th base, rockin' and rollin' for minerals. Welcome back. Please eat me. So, programming update. I do need to take my kid to a football game he's performing at for marching band. So, we're going to have to part 2 today as well. Not exciting, I know. But, 'tis the nature of this week, which is insane. So, okay, good. Sniped it out. Yeah, this is just a lot of macro hatches, a lot of larva. Plague's finishing up here soon. I think Rich, maybe with a couple better rounds of macro there, he's got more reinforcements coming up to this pizza wedge. And he's able to maybe actually get into the natural base and into the main base and win, but instead he didn't have it. Nice little attack into this fourth base, though. No lurkers here, only a couple sunkens and some cracklings. But good positioning on the Zealots and just numbers as well, really shutting that down. Woo! Psystorms the heck out of a Ling reinforcement. Nice Plague. But this base is in a lot of trouble. No lurkers here. Sunken is dead. Defiler gets chased and sniped out. 160 to 106 supply. Nah, Smash. I like casting fastest map. What are you talking about, dude? Fastest map is fun. I cast it every Sunday. Like, if I hated it, I wouldn't do it. Yes, Wander was aware. Wander and YH are kindred spirits, I've decided. Wander is more of a low-key troll, but he's still a troll. DTs, nope. Overlords and lurkers. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, nope. He's trying to find an angle, but you can't attack stuff from behind mineral lines, dude. Not when you're DTs. Oh, they were yours. Okay. Nidus saves the day. Rad. More stuff coming down in here, though. Rich has decided to reinforce this position by murdering it wholeheartedly. Oh, good, Smash. I'm glad to hear it. We're still doing those. We still get people submitting fastest map replays every single week. Nibbler's in there. Please Eat Me's in there. Anth is in there. Silver Wolf is in there. Monster is in there. Submitting fastest maps. Big Wan 2. Check out Big Wan. He does the fastest map. Another hatch goes down. 140 to 97 supplies. It's kind of where Shine's been for a while. It's in this position where he's losing hatches. He's down about 40 supply. It's not good, but it's not really getting worse. I cannot believe that he's expanding again. But I guess the obs got sniped, so the lurkers are pretty good at defending all of this. I don't think he could save the hatch anyway. This is a crazy weird game. The DTs are finding some value, catching some hiders in the middle of the map. Oh, yeah. Catching these hiders on the flip side. Okay, well, Psystorm good. DT's on the follow-up also pretty good. Yeah, Rich is on 4 bases, and Shine's kind of just on 4 bases. And he keeps being down about 50 supply. It was 40 before, and now it's 50, and now a huge transfer over that left side. Rich is looking good. Rich is looking hefty. 3-2 upgrades. The Zerglings, they're at a 2-2. I don't know what these Lings are supposed to be accomplishing. He is just donating them right now. It is 3-2 for the Lurks. Yeah, 3 lurker defense, not enough. GG! Shine! Taps out. And Rich gets the win. Yeah. I mean, he killed 2 hatcheries. He was going to kill another one there as well. So nicely done. Rich, good job with the Corsair stuff. Excellent, excellent job. Daylight savings is coming up soon. Remember to fill your tires as it gets colder in the northern hemisphere. Air pressure goes down. Look at that. 6-to-1 kill ratio was really bad for Shine. Really terrible. And the outspend by Shine was not nearly enough in 21 minutes, and that's a GG. Whew. Definitely true, Smash. All right, we got to wrap it up. But again, this is part 1. We'll come back for part 2 in like 90 minutes. So stick around. Like, go eat something. Go have a good time. I'll be back soon. But for now, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining the pro replays. We'll get into the live stuff when I get back. So sorry for breaking it up. I know it kind of messes up the whole rhythm of the stream, but when you're a single dad and you've got the kids for the week, that's just how it works. So thank you, Acardiox, for the gifted subs. Thanks, Connor, for the $5 Canadian. Thank you, Demon in the Tea House, for following 13 hours ago when I wasn't even streaming. And thanks, Farewell, for the $20 at PayPal. Much appreciated. All right. Be back with the live games. Catch up. Bye.